Have you ever wondered how a song gets written, how a song is recorded, and that whole process? Well, today I'm going to walk you through the way my process works, and I'm going to be taking you through a song called For a Minute. This is a song by Australian independent artist Bron. She's been creating some beautiful music over the last few years, and I'm going to walk you through the Logic session, and Logic is the audio software we use to show you how that whole recording was created. So let's jump in. Well, anytime I have a songwriting session on my calendar and I know we're going to be starting a new song, I'm always looking forward to it because this is the best thing about songwriting and creating in general. You start with nothing, and in the end, you've got something that never existed before, and that's what makes it feel kind of like magic. So, when we jump into these sessions, I'm often wondering, where is the inspiration going to come for this next song? And often it comes from songs or bands or other artists. And that was the case with this song, with For a Minute. There's a British band called Keen, and I'm a fan of them. And I found out Bron was also a fan. And they have a song called She Has No Time. And it's a gorgeous song. And it creates this really cool mood with the instruments they chose and the chords that they chose. So we wanted to dig into this song a little bit more to understand it better, to find out what is making it have that magic. So the keyboard sound at the beginning of this song is this it's this Fender Rhodes sort of a sound. It's got this, it sort of sounds like a bell to the electric keyboard. And that really created a cool bed for this song. And again, it's called She Has No Time. So it sort of puts you in this sort of dreamy space, which we liked. So then, we got that sound. That's the sound they used. I could hear that pretty quickly. But what chords were they using? So let's take a look at some of the chords. It starts in D minor, and I'll just sing you just a touch of this song. So here it is. You think your days are uneventful, and no one ever thinks about you. So right away, you've got this here. This is a C. That's the C chord, but the E is on the bottom. That puts it in first inversion. No one ever thinks about you. Go back to the D minor. She goes her own way. She goes her own way. Now, they do another verse, but let's get to the chorus. So they go from this G. We started on D minor, but now we get to the one chord, the C. And Tom, the singer, he's got this angelic voice that's like fully an octave higher than mine. So, but it sounds like this. She says she has no time for you now. Okay, so there's a few really interesting things there. We've got this, starts on the C. She says, then the bass moves up to a D. And we're actually in a G chord here, G, B, D. That's just a major triad. But the D is in the bass. If I put the G in the bass, it just sounds like, oh, we're done, but you put the D in the bass, and it gives you this slightly more unsettled sort of a sound. So we go from there. She says, she has, back to the 6, no time. Often play this F with the 2 on it, and then they got this beautiful major 2 chord. For you now. Brightens it up really, really in a cool way. So, again, this song is called She Has No Time, and we thought, that's a theme I like to explore is, just being in the moment. Time goes by quickly. We're going to cherish the moments we're in. In fact, those themes were things that seem to have come up in my songwriting in the past as well. I co-wrote and produced an album back in '08 for a group I was working creating was called Hark the Herons, and the singer Kaylin, she is a beautiful singer. We had this song called Slow Down, and shameless plug to check that one out. Again, in this same theme, and I think it was the same year the band I toured with Downhere had a song called Don't Miss Now. So again, all on these same themes, and so we wanted to have that theme of just slow down for a minute, take a breath. You know, it was sort of the idea with this. So we thought, let's take advantage of some of the things we learned from that track. So Keen had this, but they're in C major. We decided, let's go D major, because this key felt like it was a good fit for Bron, and we kept the 9, but instead we have the major 3rd here. And we went with this inversion, putting the A on the bottom. So this is an A or a D chord with an A in the bottom, and then this is basically a B minor 7. And that's how we got the song started. We put that into essentially a loop, and from there, actually, let's take a look at the Logic session, and you'll see how this all fits together. So if you haven't seen this before, we're looking at Logic, which is a recording software that we use. There's a lot of different options, but this is one made by Apple. It's one that I've enjoyed getting to know a lot more recently. So Logic, just to kind of explain where things are, each of these lines here represents a different instrument, if you haven't seen this before. And so we'll go through and listen to some of these different instruments. But this right here, this modern classic, this is what I was just playing you. So there's that kind of opening sound that we were going for. And actually, let's do a little loop here. And we added this drum, this just a kick sound to give it a little bit more foundation. So that sort of happens there at the beginning. And then one thing we do a lot with Bron is we use these stacked vocals. She's got great kind of ethereal sound to her voice. However, I think I snuck my voice into a couple of these spots. So to us, this was almost like a breath. You know, part of what happens in the chorus eventually, actually. Yeah. So, okay, let's see what comes next here, because we have a lot of things supporting this track. Put that back here. Great. All right. So then moving on into the verse. So this stuff repeats, but then we add some violin. So Bron's not only a fine singer and songwriter, she is a great violinist as well. So we usually, what we'll do is combine her actual playing with some sample violins as well. So here we go. This is just some tremolo stuff. Let's just zoom so you can see here and kind of get this sound. Be another one here. Okay, so then we just thicken it up by adding the sample. So it just fills it out, but it still sounds, you know, real, because we're actually using her real violin. So we did that 3 times, and then we added some of the sampled stuff as well. Okay, so that's, you can see right here, this is V1, that's verse 1. Then we get to the pre-chorus. When we get to the pre-chorus, we kind of warm things up a little bit by adding these low wind sounds. It's like low saxophones and trombones and baritones, euphoniums, all that kind of stuff. So I love that sound. I think that sounds super cool. So we come out of that, and then we get into the chorus. Now, when we get into the chorus, it actually starts with this whole kind of a breath thing again. So here, take a listen. You've got. Yeah, so that lyric kind of leads us up to that point. And then through the first chorus, let's see, we've added these strings, which Bron is playing here, and here are the sampled ones too. So we can just have a quick listen to those here and here. Here we go. Now I'll turn off the sampled ones. So the sampled ones have some lower strings in it, but fills it out a bit more. Oh, there's something cool in here. Oh, it's this glass piano. Listen to this thing. And then another synth here. So again, we're just trying to create the super cool airy bed that the vocal can sit on top of. Now strings, I'm so glad that Bron plays strings, violin, because strings can create so many different emotions. Those pizzicato create a lightness and a bounce. And then of course you've got those long ones that are really emotive. And so that comes in here as well. That's what this long you can see here is. Which, oh, this is back to the tremolo. Tremolo to me creates suspense and forward motion. So you've got a lot of different options with that. So let's see, coming out of the chorus, we get back into a new intro here. You can see, but now we've added the drums. So you've got this, just a cool sort of very bump, just moving along nicely. And actually we added the bass. There was no bass there before. So you got that happening here with the pizzicato strings going on. Then we get to this pre-chorus, which is similar. Brought the winds back in. So we have a little bit of a different thing happen with the strings there. Then coming out of this pre-chorus, we go to what we call a down chorus, where everything kind of just drops out. And we're just left with these cool sounds here, and that's it. But it gives us a chance to build back up. The vocals have all this. Lots of breathing to slow yourself down. Okay, so then to us, it's sort of like, all right, we've reached this point of we're going to accept this for a minute way of life. So this is almost like a playful lightness, how we end it. So you can hear it in the vocal happening. So that's happening with the vocal there. We've got this is the first time guitars come in. So you've got this build and the acoustic guitar happening here. Just, I like to call this chugging. It's chugging along. And then a couple of really interesting. So it's like some phaser and some delay. And then this is similar sound, but just played differently. And so all that was designed to create a little bit of a magical kind of a light feel to end the song. So that should give you a pretty good idea of what we used as the bed or the instrumental track for this song that we stacked all of the vocals on. So we're going to go back to the beginning and take a listen through the whole thing, and you'll be able to hear it with Bron and all of the lyrics. So let's have a listen. Well, before we listen through the whole song, one of the best things you can do to support independent musicians is to go to your streaming service of choice, be it Spotify or Apple, and find the artists and follow them and add their songs. So for this one, search Bron, B-R-O-N, and the song is For a Minute. And when you add it and when you follow the artist and when you play through the songs, all those things help the algorithm to say, oh, this person likes it and maybe we should recommend it to someone else. So appreciate any help you can give there. Otherwise, let's jump right back into the song. All right, before I hit play on this, I'll do a little bit of like zooming in on parts that I talked about as we're listening. So hopefully that helps you to zero in. We've got the vocals happening right here. Everything that's here down are vocals, and we didn't touch on too much of that. I wanted to leave that as a bit of a surprise. So hey, let's go through it and have a listen. wavy background vocal, just in case. Lead vocal coming in here.
When the world spins round too fast, everything can smudge.
So you see the strings happening in the breaks there.
Gets too hard to see the definition.
Our winds.
Take a breath. What will we see if we slow down for a minute? Take my hand and sit with me. Let's slow down for a minute.
There's our chorus. Added harmony.
Just for a minute.
So there's all our drums, bass, pizzicato strings coming up. One thing, I wanted to play this little arpeggiated synth. It's super cool.
My hand and sit with me. Let's slow down for a minute.
It's that down chorus. Guitars come in, it's like chugging, which the winds are doing as well.
Just for a minute. Just for a
There you go. That's For a Minute. It is now out and available on Spotify and Apple and all that cool stuff. So thanks for hanging with me. If you enjoyed this, please let me know. I'm planning to do some more with some of the other artists I'm working with and some more of Bron's songs as well. So yeah, hope to see you soon. Thanks for watching.